I saw people posting on Saturdays and Sundays on LinkedIn, which usually never happen.
I was one of them.
So yeah, I
Which
think.
I never used to do.
Hmm.
I was doing it on Saturday and Sunday. I was like, wow.
Yeah. So we'll go through each of the areas: product definition, management, and development engineering part, uh,
Mm-hmm.
one by one. Okay.
Sure.
And whatever areas you feel, and like I will try to suggest, and whatever areas you feel are ready to be added, we'll just do it right away. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So coming to I'll start with the definition part
Thank you.
because it's always the first part in the process. So
Mm-hmm.
starting with the product definition part. Now here's the question. When we are
Mm-hmm.
ideating the product and we are thinking about the MVP, like I think the
Mm-hmm.
nature of defining the MVP will also change. I think starting an
Yeah.
MVP or achieving an MVP is not a problem in today's world, especially for the digital market. I think it's
Correct. Correct.
click and go, and most of the I think
Correct.
programming skills are also becoming no code. So I think it is going to become
Correct.
very easier for people to plan MVP sitting at home remotely. The
Correct.
area that I feel is going to be a problem is the testing of those ideas. I think people being remotely, how we are going to manage this collaboration and explanation of the ideas, because usually what happens like in the startup world that I have seen, people go
Right.
out with their ideas and they try to get those validated in meeting people in the startup groups, focus groups there are, and meeting
Correct.
of like talking to people on LinkedIn and then connecting with them offline, right, and showing them the testing model at that place and then trying to get the feedback. That process is again going to be changed. I think it is going to be happening remotely more often.
What you're telling me is the hypothesis around the features that you are planning to build.
Hmm.
How are we going to validate? If
Right.
if
So the
if I can.
validation process is going to be
Hmm,
changed, I think.
hmm.
Validation or testing of the ideas is going to be changed. And in fact, we can put it like this way also, that would you like to see new products or new experiments coming up or new ways to validate ideas? And like if it is yes, no, they can all this question can also tell about if people are really looking for something to happen in terms of validation, and when they would be working remotely, if they would be having some idea in their mind. So it's going to be like probably there is someone who's thinking about validating the ideas, he might get a
Right.
validation already.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this kind of also helps us to understand how the peer community is thinking.
Right, right. A lot of hidden ideas are going to come up, I think, in
A
this.
lot of things that we can also use.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether how much do they think that a validation process
Hmm.
of a product idea is going to get impacted, and if they are working on any possible mechanism
Hmm.
or new ways of validating product ideas, the post-COVID world. We
Right,
can do that.
right. Okay. You put behavior part also in the product definition, right?
Persona and user case and use cases.
Okay. So I think in the behavior part, we can put the community driven strategy is going to work more in the remote perspective, because right now if we see a lot of people who are a part of the communities are trying to plan the webinars more often. I think every other day we are seeing that, and I believe it is
Oh
going
yes,
to scale. It is going to scale definitely if we all would be working remotely. A lot of people are going to plan, maybe they are going to strategize through these communities, and I think there's going to be some serious business for the communities in the coming future.
in fact, the way we are doing is also through a community only, right?
Right.
So we have the features we spoke about. Um, so how about from a customer engagement and customer
Yes.
experience standpoint,
Yes, I
from a
think.
feature list standpoint?
Hmm, I think customer engagement is going to be a very different scenario. In fact, we should add the acquisition part also. Like when I'm thinking
Hmm,
about the customer engagement is more about the retention, but when I'm saying about acquisition, it is more about acquiring people from the social media
okay.
channels. Okay. So
Hmm,
leaving the retention part for now, because I think that can be mostly covered as a part of inside the product, as in part of the features. So
Correct.
I'll just talk about
Correct.
the acquisition part. Okay.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
in the customer acquisition part, like if we see right now as a live example, I think LinkedIn has stopped promoting their sales navigator and
Correct.
their premium version right now because it is not coming that
Correct.
more oftenly in my feed. So I'm just assuming they have stopped. So in that perspective, I feel the acquisition is definitely going to change because I think people are not going to be that much patient to just invest on the social media channels to wait
Correct.
for the new people to sign up on the platform. There's definitely going to be new ways of doing that. Maybe the changing the type of the content that they are posting, maybe changing the type of the media that they are using could be a way to
Yeah.
experiment. But I think more A and B, A/B testing is going to be done for the acquisition part. It is going to be very, very strategic from now. I think it's not going to be haywire.
So.
The acquisition, I think
Mhm.
uh, it's also talking about the marketing part. I think people
Yeah.
are going to invest more on the ads for now because I think the Google ads specifically they perform very well.
That's
uh,
true. That's true.
the investment will definitely go on the ad sides higher. I really
Yeah.
think that maybe they are also going to think about the people so that they can attract more people to do ads on their platform.
Yeah. Because the other way I saw was um, sometime back. I think there was a flurry of posts on LinkedIn saying they are giving off 6 month free premium subscription for people who have lost jobs. This is nothing but a marketing campaign. The way I look at it, you're doing a brand building
Definitely.
campaign. You're
Mm,
doing good. That's a different thing.
mm.
But you're still a brand building campaign that you are being part of.
Right, right, right. And I think with the people working remotely, the time they're spending on social media is more. Like, so I also stopped. I earlier I used to post items on LinkedIn on Saturdays and Sundays because it gives me time to re-ideate things. But then
Right.
when I saw there was like less of the performance, only the people who are like truly connected to me they used to respond. So I just thought that I should not
Correct.
post on Saturdays and Sundays because the views itself are very low. But then again, like right now in this lockdown period, I have seen people posting on Saturdays and Sundays, and I think people are spending more and more time on the social media. Probably
Yeah.
the acquisition part will also be affected by the time they are spending on social media.
That's true. That's true. This is gonna be part of the customer acquisition type of
Right.
questions that I'm gonna put in. So this is gonna be our product marketing questions, anyways.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I am actually betting on the marketing part right now. Like if you see the post that I did on LinkedIn today, it is talking about the same thing that I'm
The doodle,
re-strategizing. Yeah, the doodle.
the doodle one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm re-strategizing what is like low effort and high impact things. I think developing feature is more about putting resource, you're putting your money into
Correct.
the engineering, which is like a heavy weighted resource. I would rather
Correct.
not step into that in the current situation. I would rather spend my money on the marketing efforts or retaining my current customers if I can do that. It's like building their trust that okay, we are doing well in the lockdown situation, putting out those messages on the social media and trying to acquire people using that. I think I'm going to
I can
re-strategize.
validate that. I
Mm.
can clearly validate that because that's what we are doing as an organization now.
Ah,
This plan or an annual operating plan for
mm.
the whole year.
Okay.
But with the lockdown coming up towards the end of March, we decided that Q1 is not going to give us anything. And in fact, the original plan had absolutely nothing in Q1 because myself and the sales person who had joined, the head of sales, both of us had joined in the
Mm.
last 3 months. So
Okay.
we knew that Q1 is all going to be in terms of engagement with prospective customers as well as the existing customers for cross selling. But what we also are doing right now is we are doing that strategy full time now. In fact, the sales team has built up a dossier on the type of targets that we are looking in terms of the type of customers we want to target. And they've started reaching out to prospective customers whom we've already started some amount of dialogue before the lockdown, and we are keeping them updated in terms of how we are working with a couple of our marquee clients. in the current COVID scenario. So we're just engaging with them. So the engagement is gone
Right.
way higher
Engagement.
than what it was with prospective customers.
Right. Right. Engagement part is going to be play very well. Like having that
That
emotional
is what,
connection.
and to be honest, right? So what we also try doing is we have also started building a low cost ventilator, which now is actually picked up a lot of traction.
Okay.
So we are also talking
Hmm.
to our prospective customers saying, hey, you know what? We are also trying to do something for the current situation, right?
Right.
And luckily for us, we have the engineering brains to actually help build all that. I mean,
Hmm.
I'm serious. I'm not the one who's building it, but there is a team that is dedicatedly working
Hmm.
in office as we speak. The process of experimenting a bit more on the ventilators, the ventilator mechanism, and all
Okay.
that. What we are also doing is we are also keeping our prospective customers engaged, saying, you know what, we are trying to do this. So they are trying to build a very low cost
Hmm.
ventilator that can be used 90% of situations instead
Hmm.
of taking the person to the ICU and intubate them. So we
Hmm.
are trying to build a respirator that can actually work in 90% of the scenarios where you don't really have to take the patient to an ICU and intubate. So
Hmm.
we are trying to build something of that sort. And
Okay.
luckily, we are also associated with a couple of hospitals who are actually helping us out in finalizing the requirements.
Hmm.
Will the persona of or the type of customer that we're going to target change in the current circumstance? Are we looking at a different class of customers when you're building a product? We
I
might.
guess it's going to remain the same, but for the adaptability of the products, which are going to be like a mix of offline online, then
Yes.
the adaptability of the more offline oriented people to the online strategy is definitely going to be affected. Like a few days back, I
Correct.
was talking to someone and he asked me this question that what are the other ways of uh, like exchanging the money, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to do it offline, but it should be cashless.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that was like kind of okay. Now are we moving back to check and demand draft? So I was kind of confused at that point. But then I started thinking that if we cannot make the customer, like he was talking about more of the people who are not able to trust the online payment gateways. So how they are
Correct.
going to do it? So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of suggested him the pay later part, the pay later that is being introduced by the
Correct.
existing payment gateways, and the other part that I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
was that if we cannot if the person if the type of user is not able to pay on the app right now, or if they are not able to integrate their online payments, maybe then we can
Yeah.
have a provision in which we make the user earn the money within the app, like by seeing ads
Cre-
or
Credits.
by adding credits. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Points and rewards,
Correct.
it works already. So I think I was
Correct.
thinking of that ways, but then when I have suggested that, again I'm thinking about the idea of the startup. I think that kind of having those ads in place or having those points and rewards in place, I think it kind of affects the vision and strategy of the idea itself. Like uh, if
Correct.
if you are more of the organic side, having such sort of provision, will it, like it's a question mark, will it going to affect in a manner that your users are going to think that they are more money oriented, or they are asking us to do x or y and z activities uh,
Exactly.
within the application? So
Tell
I
me
was
one thing
thinking,
very simple. In when you are playing a game, would you like to get those extra credits by watching an ad? No, right?
no, of course.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. So what you can probably also look at is an offline way of using a card, right? So
Mm.
that possibly is an option where you make the payment at home when the person comes home with the credit card machine or the debit card machine to make the payment.
But I think the credit card and debit card are again like those are related to your actual account, right? And the person is old and they don't want to
Oh,
uh, they don't
hmm,
trust the payment gateway right now, or paying online. It's another way of paying online. So again,
correct.
thinking in that manner, I started to think if we can have, like, if the startup people are having those provisions, like Google Pay is already launching their cards, right? So I think if you
Correct.
can launch a card like the Delhi Metro that they do, like they give you the card, you punch that card, right? It has money, but it's not exactly money. You just punch it and use it in your
So
journey.
it's like your gift card or a so okay. I so I specialize in cards.
Okay,
I used to specialize in cards in my previous this one.
okay,
All those 14 years was banking and cards.
okay.
So there are something what you call as store value cards. So
Hmm.
basically they'll have some value. They can be credits, they can be money. They are
Hmm.
basically a gift cards.
Right,
So yeah, that is an option
right.
where the person can get a gift card, right? By probably if he's got money in hand, give that money and get a gift card,
Hmm.
and use the gift card to make a payment
Hmm.
offline when it's required, right? The person comes, give them the card, so there will be a barcode. The person can just read and finish the
Right,
transaction.
right.
That is something which can be done.
Hmm. Personas part, I think the persona is not going to change because it is defined within the mission itself, that to which type of people it is valued, and it is going to be catering only those type of people. I think that is not going to change, and people are definitely not going to uh, like reduce the amount of personas that are to be catered for the idea. But I think if if like reducing the number of personas within the application can actually help you concentrate better on the number of personas you are actually able to cater, then this is the right way to do, right? You can play in that
Hmm.
market to which it is catering right now, rather than trying to move into a bigger market just because of the fear of the competition. I think staying where you are already doing better with those particular personas and catering them better, like trying to establish a monopoly within that, will actually help better rather than going into a new market with the new personas.
See, a persona might not just be for the new market, right? The persona might be even for the same market where you
Mm.
want to expand your sphere of influence, right? So I was doing this product masterclass, right? So there was a very nice depiction that they had done. So typically the products that we build are based on the experiences of the people we know,
Okay.
right? That our persona would be basically based on that. Our persona might be, for instance, you're launching an e-commerce portal, right? Your persona typically would be that digitally savvy person, and your product will be oriented towards it. But you should also consider, but your market is still limited. There's a chance that if you can tweak the product a bit more, it can actually accommodate a different set of persona aspects.
Okay. Hmm.
So that was the thought behind why I asked you this question.
So maybe uh, personas are going to be affected, which is a definite. But how the tweaking of those ideas to cater the current market, the current persona, or you are trying to incorporate a new persona, that is
Hmm.
the conversation I think it is going to happen. Maybe people are able to accommodate more personas because of everything going online, uh, more
Right,
remote working, or maybe like
right.
specifically to B2B applications, like the thing that happened to Zoom. I think in the
Hmm.
similar manner, I think the personas can grow, and maybe they can reduce as well. Like it can go
We'll
in
put
both
it
ways.
on. We'll put it on the folks to answer.
Right. Part one thing I was wondering, that we should put the features part, like you have put in the definition. I think the features part can come to the engineering, because features are anyways going to be defined with the tech team. We cannot think of those alone.
I understand, and the reason why I put features out of engineering was because I wanted to keep that engineering to be more process related and nothing else,
Okay.
people, process, and tools related.
Okay. I think if we
Just
put
that.
the
And
features part to the engineering, then it will add more value. The perspective from which I'm thinking right now in the engineering, it is going to add more value there. Because we have already, like we are talking about, I think we should add the security also. I think
yeah,
the people are going to think more about the security. And
security, will it not be a feature?
no, it's not a feature, but it
Hmm.
itself is a part of the engineering.
Oh, you're talking about from a testing standpoint. Yeah.
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 And about so looking at what happened with Zoom, I think the startups are going to think about the scalability also. Like because
I'm
Zoom
putting
did,
that.
yeah,
I'm putting that.
Zoom didn't predicted this, right? That
Yeah.
this is going to happen. They will be able to scale their users in such a small time. Probably their
Yeah.
infrastructure was
Yeah.
not ready for that at this point,
Yeah.
and which
Yeah.
actually led to the security issue. So I think the
Yeah.
scalability part is going to be for the products who might become viral in the remote period.
Yeah. So typically, what in the engineering space they do is they categorize it as non-functional, right?
Hmm.
Within non-functional, you have performance where you do load testing, you have volume testing, and you have stress testing.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
So the load testing is where you actually do what you talked about, the scalability part.
Right.
Stress, so volume testing is more in terms of data, the
Hmm.
way that data grows and how the system is going to behave. Stress is again a mix of both,
Hmm.
right? Your volume, your users, and all that.
Hmm.
So that is one part of it. Second part is accessibility, something which I think will be a key thing, because now that people are going to be accessing a lot of things remotely,
Hmm.
right? So they might be published on different kind of web browsers, or in some cases you might even publish it through your VPN tools, right?
Hmm.
You have going to be key,
Hmm.
right? And then security.
Okay. No, earlier what used to happen is the product manager and the technical team used to have a discussion about the optimizations that were
Mm-hmm.
required to do gradually with time in order to prevent that technical debt from happening. But
Yes.
now we are in the situation where we have to move conscious, like we have less time. It's kind of reducing the time
Correct.
when we are working remotely because
Correct.
uh, the opportunity is less for getting the customers, paying customers,
Mm-hmm.
and the cycle time is also actually getting reduced, like the amount of time for you to actually impress the customer is going to reduce, and
Mm-hmm.
that is definitely going to affect the retention as well. So how
Correct.
much time or how we are going to prioritize the technical depth or the decisions taken by engineering team alone, or the backlog, the things that are there in the backlog, so that uh, weighing of those two decisions is going to be a typical interesting way of seeing that how things are going to be executed, or maybe how the sprint is going to work for the companies now.
Mm. So it's more going to be technical debt versus backlog, is what you're saying.
Right.
Hmm. But technical debt is more like jugaad, right? Whatever
No,
jugaad you do to.
not necessarily. Like I'll give you an
Hmm.
example. One of the products that I was working, I had this discussion with the engineering team. Where I was telling them about a feature which required. I was giving them a feature. I was telling them a feature because I felt this was to be done immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It can immediately
Mm-hmm.
create an impact, and if we release it as soon as possible. But the team was saying that our infrastructure is not ready for this type of feature, and we will have to
Ah,
make
correct.
those
Okay.
changes, right? And I said,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now if we are getting into that, we should rather not pick up, or maybe we can
Mm.
pick up the infrastructure change first, because gradually it is important to have that feature, and we're definitely going to have, so it's better you pick up the infrastructure change first. So that,
Mm.
from that point of view, I'm saying that if our acquisition, retention, and everything in the perspective of customer is going to change, then probably the weightage of those decisions is also going to be changed. Like it's also going to
Mm.
be a more like a competitive play between the technical people and the product managers, or maybe the whole product team itself, because then everything is going to
Okay.
be changed. Of course it moves with the marketing team moving with the product, right? They cannot start to market something which is not there in the product. So of course
Correct.
they both, the pace of both, the working of the both will be affected in the current situation, I think.
Got it. Got it.
If we talk about the engineering, I think the resources is going to be affected. Like when we see the way engineering team works, that the technical team works, they are the people who are less in the mood of collaborations or calls or meetings all the time, like
Okay, you stole that. Yeah, that was something which I was thinking. I was thinking about how collaboration is gonna work.
yeah. So I think there is really going to be a serious mental shift that is required within the
Yeah,
core technical people. They have to be
yeah.
uh, adaptable to the situation of the overall product team, adaptable to the types of tools that we use, and definitely an empathy is required in those people. Like you cannot put on saying that we need a meeting today and they'll say no, we don't need a meeting today. Like all that
Yes,
old conversations are definitely, it's like the situation is you cannot run away from this now. Okay, even if
true.
we do anything, we'll not be able to run away, and we don't even know when this will end, or maybe if it ends or if it comes back, we don't know. We cannot say anything right now. So I think it's the time that they really need to adapt. And of course, there are people in engineering who are really good at this already, and then there are people in engineering who don't want to do it because they're like, a lot of years they have spent so far doing the older way, that the classical way of being a developer or being a engineering person. So I think
Yeah.
there is going to be a competition between both in the coming time. Like of course the opportunities with the people in the first
Hmm.
option that I said about the people who already collaborate well are always
Hmm.
going to be prioritized, because I think skill can still be improved with time. Skill can be adapted, but
Hmm.
being a collaborative person is the requirement and I think need of the hour.
Yes. This is gonna be critical because see, this is completely gonna change the ways of working,
Right,
right?
right.
So it is no longer so your very simple your agile ceremonies that you conduct. They're gonna change in the new this one. And the way I see it is because already teams and organizations are also seeing that there is some amount of productivity possible through work from home or
Right,
working remotely.
right.
So, and organizations will also look at reducing their cost of infrastructure
Mm,
by actually adopting these remote ways of working. So,
right.
remote ways of working is definitely going to be the new normal that we are tending towards,
Mm,
except for essential services and classified services. Most of the organizations will look at ways of working as remote ways of working as one of the new things that they want to really adopt. And yeah, adoption is going to be a problem because a lot of the old time engineering managers or engineering leadership might not be keen for it. There is a chance. Not everyone is open or okay with the remote ways of working.
right. I think we are still struggling with that. Um
Yeah,
and maybe people, the like the way they are talking right now about firing, I think some of the situations are these also like involved into that people are making decisions that this
correct,
person is trying to pull down the weight of the overall team, then they might be
correct.
thinking of firing that person. Like we should, from people perspective, it's mostly about collaboration. So one thing that is
Yeah, yeah,
there, which I feel like I have seen in the product groups that people posting, like they want to take care of the learning of the team through some tools. Okay, so I had this conversation with a person and I kind of felt that the people trying to make everything automated or everything taken care only through tools can be a problem, because then your team will have to adapt to more and more tools, and then it is more about thinking about what you need to do on which tool rather than working in the reality. So I think people should think from the perspective of increasing the amount of collaboration. If the tool is really required, then they should introduce it, but not at the cost of hampering the work experience overall.
so basically weighing the usage of tools, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. Because so on the same lines, right? So I remember a wonderful quote by Steve Jobs. The gist is this. He said, your first priority should be the business problem. Your tool is going to follow it. Your tool is
Right.
primarily how you're going to solve it. Your
Right.
tool should not be the primary thing that is helping you solve. You build your solution. use tool as an enabler to help you solve the problem.
Right.
And what you said is precisely the same.
Exactly.
I can't agree more on this, because I've seen in a lot of instances where even with clients, right, the first thing that they ask is, what tool are you bringing? And I'm like, what is the problem that you have with the existing tool? Or what exactly is the problem that you're facing that you need a new tool coming in?
Right. I think some sort of situations might have happened with the calling also, like people who might be using Google Hangouts, they might have switched to Zoom
Yeah,
because everybody would have been using it, and
yeah.
they would have thought that everybody is using it, so we should use it as a standard tool. Everybody's fine, like that
That is
perspective.
also there, no, peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure, social pressure. Everybody is doing it, we should do it too.
and and the best part is, after a call, take a screenshot, put it online. Yo, we are all on Zoom.
Yeah, that is one of the biggest point behind social pressure right now. Everybody wants to take that screenshot and put on social media.
Calls and uninstalls came to me from that question that you had asked. Remember, you had asked a specific question on what type of tools or what type of applications are you using? Why
Right,
are you not using a certain set
right,
of applications?
right.
From there only, I had this idea
Okay.
what customer
So,
usage metrics.
okay. So here I initially when I saw the map, I thought that install uninstall like are a part of the KPI itself. So we can just name it as KPIs, because I think the
Okay.
amount of KPIs are going to extend, and people will sooner realize the vanity metrics and they will skip that. I think they should be able to skip that. So I think the
Okay.
only the period, I think the amount of period is going to be something which is going to be questionable at the point of judging the KPIs, because usually how KPIs work is like, for the type of product that we are building, we think from the perspective that we should judge it in the 3 period time period or 6 month time period. Again, it depends on the
Mm-hmm.
type of product. But now if
Mm-hmm.
the decisions of buying the products are going to change, then I think the time of judging those KPIs will also change. Like, it also depends on the type of product itself, right?
Correct.
So
Right.
coming to the like the NPS part that you have included in the customer feedback part, I think NPS is
Yeah.
also included as a part of the KPI itself. So we should
Yeah.
rather we'll include it as the KPI part. Like, we can add the sub
Yeah.
branch
Yeah. Yeah.
NPS. And then the customer feedback, I think that the experience of giving a feedback, that might change
Hmm.
for people, and that can be incorporated by several other products as a part of the overall journey. And
Hmm.
the time of getting feedback is definitely going to change, because I think the people are going to validate where they are failing or where they are proceeding much sooner than they used to do earlier. So the feedback
Hmm.
play is going to be there. I feel that. I'm just assuming that, but let's see how it works.
So for instance, right now in
Hmm.
the pre-COVID world, if it was 6 months
Hmm.
product feedback cycle, you feel that it might even come down to 3 months.
Yeah, product,
Product.
because
Yeah. Yeah.
um, e-commerce is definitely affected. I think Mintra, Amazon, Flipkart are definitely seeing the heat right now. They are definitely affected.
Hmm.
And looking at the
Hmm.
other, the manufacturing part of it, I think they were totally shut down for the whole overall quadrant, which I feel. So
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely there's effect
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that. More by enterprises or startups, I think the decision of buying those products might have changed. The cycle time might have increased, and the
Correct.
sales decisions
Correct.
that were taken before lockdown, they might have put on hold. And the B2C is definitely affected as a overall, all the products in B2C.
This is something which we can put how much of
Right,
impact it's had.
right.
I think that would go as your customer acquisition as well, a part of your customer acquisition, right? Or do you want to keep it in management?
I think it can come both in acquisition, because see, the definition of acquisition is going to vary for the different types of products.
Correct.
For some
So we'll
products,
keep it in management for now. We'll just
we'll
keep
keep
it in
it in
management.
management, because I think my buying decisions is definitely going to drive the strategy for my product. I think product
Correct.
management is.
Correct.
Thank you so much. I think it was a great conversation. It's kind of refreshing
Yep.
in between the COVID-19, and we are predicting the trends, which is very nice. And I think we are doing
Yep.
a bit to enhance the experience for the overall industry people, maybe when you release the survey and your article, maybe
Correct.
really
Correct.
come out really well. Let's see how it happens. We have just begun, we have just started. It's like fingers
Yes.
crossed. Okay.